house.
Okay. Vic, you sound annoyed. I'm sorry. I don't want to bring that energy. I'm so sorry. You try to do all of the things and you can't. I have to hit record.
Oh yeah. We try to do them ahead of time and they still
and also
don't want to work.
If you're joining us on YouTube, hi, hello, happy new year.
Yes.
You might notice we're in the space. This is where the pink couch once was.
Yeah.
Back
it's so
in
different
the studio,
looking
it's very exciting, but Rome wasn't built in a day. And so
it's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress.
It's fun stuff though. I mean, our new chairs I love.
Yes.
They're very comfortable.
Yes.
And now we can face each other.
I know.
We have to get in the habit of doing that again.
Well, I can't wait. I can never see the screen. So
okay. I'm just going to face you anyway. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a new arms. We have a new little tree.
Oh my gosh, this tree. If you're watching on YouTube, I was joking. I feel like we're like between two ferns, except it's like the fern is in the middle. So it's like L&M sandwich.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome back to We Are Liars podcast. It's been a minute.
Sure has.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks and we're back in the studio, the real studio. And we hope you had a good holiday season and a happy new year.
Yeah.
And we're happy to be back. It was an okay episode to come back to. I feel like we left on a really high note.
We did.
And I almost forgot that all that stuff had happened.
Yeah.
In between. And when I refreshed my memory on the past episode, I was like, oh wow, we learned so much with the Mona stuff. And then like this episode, I'm like, well, you know, it was nice. It was nice to see Caleb.
I got a little giddy for Caleb again.
She did. We got a little. We did.
I felt like things are advancing a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'll take it. It didn't feel like a filler episode to me.
Agreed, because we do learn some more about that night.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Maya's website.
I'll take it. This was good.
We'll take it. The episode we are talking about is season 3, episode 8, titled Stolen Kisses. Stolen Kisses for, yes, Paige and for Ren.
Stolen Kisses are a cookie?
Stolen Kisses are a cookie?
What am I thinking of? Remember?
The peanut butter with the kiss in the middle? Is that what they're called?
There's something kisses.
Kisses.
Is it just kisses?
Maybe
it's not Stolen Kisses. Chocolate Kisses, obviously.
Something like that.
But it's... Okay, move on. I thought they were called Stolen Kisses.
They might be.
I'll Google it. Go ahead.
It aired July 31st, 2012, written by Joseph Doherty and directed by Zetna Fuentes. Trying to explain the drugged flask to Paige leads Emily to more insights about that night. Spencer asks Caleb for help and Arya learns about Ezra's past. Does she? And then some.
Fitzgerald.
The more you find out about him, the more I'm like, yes, you are a Fitzgerald.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did we get the mom's name?
Diane.
Yes.
Diane,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Before we talk about that, though, I have Spencer. She's the first to go on the list.
She's the first to go?
Not in the bad way. I mean, she's the first to be discussed.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
The girls, they try and decode Maya's mass sugar website, as we know. They have a hard time. They're trying a few things, and then Emily comes over. She tries one password, and she's like, forgot it.
She gets so frustrated.
I guess because, she's just like, I guess I didn't know her as well as I thought I did. I'm like, okay, well, you knew a lot of things about her, so therefore you could try a different variety of passwords.
Do you think she was just hoping that the first time she tried would be like, I'm so connected to Maya.
Mm-hmm.
I know her. I miss her. I got it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Again, I guess it was a disappointment for her not to figure it out.
But
she immediately slams the laptop. Like, she's done. So Spencer is like, okay, Hannah, I'm sorry I have to do it, but can I ask for help from Caleb? And I told you this, in our last episode, that Caleb does help them with the password. And Spencer's really vague at first. And he's like, you're basically needing my help to crack the code to a password. She's like, yeah, I need to get into this site. She explains it's Maya's website. They don't know if it's real because Mona gave it to them. And he's like, if it has something to do with Mona, like, I'm in.
The Mona monster.
I can't wait to take her down. I still obviously care about Hannah and you guys. Like, I want to help out.
Right.
And if it has to do with Mona, hell yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah. So it looks like they attempted a couple of times throughout like the day. And he finally cracks it. I don't really know the jargon of what he was saying about how
they were using the analogy of like it's kind of like a burglar sneaking in.
Yeah, like he doesn't go at it like how a normal person would crack the password. You had to like break into the site another way, and then you can crack. And then he could change the password.
And he's
I guess
on a new laptop.
Yeah, and he's got a new vehicle, his mother's vehicle,
and a new sweater,
and a new $400 sweater. I didn't see what the sweater was, but
they didn't show us.
They probably didn't have it.
I know.
They're probably like, that was too expensive. The car was enough.
I wish they gave us the password.
I know.
We didn't get that, right? I didn't miss that?
No, because I guess he doesn't actually know the password. He cracks it some other way.
So right.
Yeah, and then next week we'll see he's like, oh, this is the new password. Like if you need to get in, I changed the password because he got in another way.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Actually makes a lot of sense.
Right, it makes some sense. So Spencer and him were so happy. And then once they start seeing what it is, they're like instantly feel icky about looking at this website because it's diary entries. It's like blog posts, videos, like dozens and dozens and dozens
it's very
of personal stuff. Yeah. So they're both kind of like, oh, we shouldn't be watching this. We shouldn't be looking at it without Emily's permission, just make sure she's okay with it. We do see one quick video of her reading a poem about Emily or something she wrote about how Emily has an old soul, and when she kisses her, she sees the clocks go back. Or
that's very interesting. I don't think I'm smart enough for poetry. I have a lot of ish understanding poetry.
I know.
Are you into poetry? You've said
I'm not.
But I feel like, am I making this up? Somewhere along the lines, you were like, I would be into it, or I am into it in a way.
I think I'm a very like lyrical person. Like when I listen to music, I listen for the lyrics, and I like the meaning. I like the meaning of things. Yeah. So I would be interested in it. I did take a poetry class in college.
That's what it is.
And I really enjoyed it.
You did? Did you have to write poetry?
Did. Yeah, it was hard though. It definitely was. It's hard because I'm also like not that great at rhyming. Yeah. So if you had to do a poem that rhymed, I was like really pulling straws. Like I don't know if that rhymes, but I'm gonna think it does. Just random things. I think my sister at the time was reading the poetry and she's like, that doesn't rhyme. I was like, well, gotta figure out something else then.
Yeah. I always, as you know, I did it on Let's Talk OC. I always go for the haikus.
Yes.
They're just easier.
Right.
575.
575. That, yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Yeah.
While so Kate, one of our listeners, Kate, she wanted to know, and I know you and I were like kind of squealing a little bit, and she's like, oh my God, how does Michelle feel about like Caleb and Spencer's chemistry? Because Kate felt like it was off the charts.
Okay, I'm so glad you asked this, Kate, which, by the way, I need to interject here. Yeah. Because at the end of this episode, we need to try banana gum.
Oh, yeah. We could try the banana gum. Yes.
Kate sent us
banana gum.
Banana gum.
If you are a Pretty Literary Liar listener.
Yeah.
That's a mouthful, but you will know what the banana gum means.
We need to try the banana gum.
Yeah, thank you to Kate, who also made homemade ornaments that are so sweet.
Very sweet. Anyway, okay, yes, let's talk about this. I was squealing. I don't know if I'm excited for this or if like Hannah and Caleb have been so bad that I'll take anything. I also very much love a male-female friendship.
Absolutely.
Like Haley and Lucas, right?
Absolutely.
And I love when we just remain friends. So
right, because we love Toby and Emily's friendship.
Yes.
You know, it's nice to have these platonic male-female relationships. Yeah. It gives a good dynamic. And Michelle was just saying, even if they don't date, they're still a great power couple. Like, you know, the brains and the IT guy. Like, and then they both have it. Like, they both are very, very smart. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely, they just have really good chemistry. They have really, really good chemistry.
Like you said, Tryon has chemistry with everybody.
She does. It makes it really difficult throughout the remainder of the show because you're like, damn it, I wish she would be like with this. Yeah, she works so well with everyone.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's that. And when Michelle got giddy, I was like, oh, I'm kind of giddy too. I was like, oh, Michelle's excited. I'm excited. I could be excited.
Yeah, it's just been so long, and I loved Caleb so much, and then
he's such a good character.
It's just been so disappointing.
I know. And then we have, unfortunately, Hannah making these poor decisions, if you will, with the Ren, and it's like, no, we want to see them both happy, but like, Ren is not the situation.
No, and also I think Caleb was just happy to be included and know what's going on.
Right, this has been his problem the entire time, is you keep secrets from me. Oh, finally, I'm allowed to be a part of it, and Hannah's okay with it.
Right.
So I guess if she's okay with it, then I'm okay with it, and I'm like definitely wanting to figure stuff out.
Right, right.
If he can.
Yeah.
Then in one of the videos, the girls open up. We have this very weird, cryptic message from Maya, like, I'm afraid, I have to face my fears. And she's like very shaken up, shaking. And then you see cop cars, like lights flashing in the background, and she puts the camera down.
Are we to assume this is the night she went missing?
I think so.
How did this get uploaded?
Right. It's weird. Especially in 2012, like, I don't think you were definitely like taking your camera and then uploading it into the computer still.
Unless
right?
Someone
did it for her.
And this is all put together.
Or it's not the same night. You know, it could be a different night.
Her messaging too is, I can't hide anymore.
Right. I have to face my fears. I can't be scared.
Like, if this was imagine it's just like, oh, I'm just gonna like go near a spider or something, like, not a big deal.
Right.
It's not that.
No, it's not that. But I think they want you to believe that this is the night that they were referencing in this episode. Yeah. The night she went missing. And then we later find out she apparently, so allegedly, got in Garrett's car. And so we do see these flashing lights, and you're like, okay, maybe this is the moment she gets into Garrett's car.
I have to face my fears.
I can't be scared.
So it's like getting in Garrett's car, if that allegedly. Was that her facing her fears, or that just happened? He just happened to drive by and she went in.
Right. Or she's, right, she wants to face her fears and then like seek comfort in a police officer because she's fearing.
Right.
You know, since we know Garrett is not the killer, they have repeatedly told us now Garrett's not the killer. Even the girls are, Spencer's still like, he's the killer. It's like, honey, and Nate, yeah. But like, most people are like, okay, Garrett is pretty much innocent, I guess, at this point of something.
Is he on the island?
No, he's not.
Like,
I don't remember when we see him again.
The talk of him, just like him as a person.
No, we'll see him again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you love, like, I feel a freeze a bird. You know,
I know.
I've been holding the mic since we came back.
Your poor arms.
Or even, and
I kept saying Michelle and her little power key that she would be holding on her hand.
And like this cable management, I'm just so.
I know.
Who cares about
Not
the lighting?
sponsored.
And if we're blurry, I don't even. This is
I know.
Great.
It's so great. I know, and I'm like, I'm tied down from holding the iPad, so I can't go my crazy.
Oh, we got to figure something out.
It's okay.
I know I'm over here hooting and hollering, having a good time.
We can maybe get a stand.
Yeah, I mean, again,
it will fine. It's fine.
I will work it out for you.
It is fine.
Yeah.
So speaking of the cops, Spencer does some digging into Veronica's briefcase, in which she finds that this man named what's his name? I had his name, Bart Comstock.
What a name.
What a name. Actually, mine auto-corrected it to Cornstalk, but it's Comstock.
Comstock.
Yes. He's on the prosecution list. She feels if she can attack his credibility, then the whole case gets blown out, because he's like the only one basically saying that he saw Maya get into the car. And then later on, Arya heads to where he works, which happens to be the movie theaters. And he does tell her that he recognized her from the movie theaters because her and Emily would go.
Right.
And then saw her get into Garrett's car. And he's like, well, then he murdered her afterwards. Like, he's gung-ho on that because he witnessed it with his own eyes. So he says.
So
an eyewitness.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then on top of all that, Spencer has to deal with the fact that her and Toby lied for Jason. And so Jason is nowhere to be found. Toby went to his house. His car is not there. The door is locked. And Spencer's like, He must be out. He has to be out. He's like, no, he definitely, he drove across state lines to get his car fixed because, you know, he didn't want to get in trouble for that. And I'm basically like so frustrated here that he's getting heated and angry and his tone is not nice. He rips her phone out of her hand. He rips her phone out of her hand. And he's like, you jump, even though Mona's locked up, Garrett's locked up. I don't know what is going on, but I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
What are you going to do, Toby? What's the plan?
What's he going to do?
Are you going to talk to Emily? I said he should join forces with Caleb.
Right. The boyfriends bash.
Or they need to figure out stuff. What do you know? What do I know? Let's put our heads together. Like, what is the plan here?
Right. Yeah, that would be smart of them.
Well, Toby would have to approach Caleb in this sense.
Yeah. I guess so.
You think Caleb would go?
It's like so funny because at this point they don't have like any relationship. Like the
boys?
Yeah, the boys like they're at that point they were dating best friends and like I feel like they were never in the same room. But that's television for you, I guess.
And we have no idea where Caleb's living.
No, that has not been addressed. And all that we know is that he was back from California, so it seems like he splits time there a lot. I don't know how that works with school.
Yeah, I don't know. And then Toby's living in the loft.
Yeah.
Interesting. Those two should be roommates.
They would.
Right? Would I love that.
That would be awesome. That might even happen. I don't even remember. But wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
That'd be so fun.
I'm gonna attract it.
You should attract it. Over to Aria, we have Byron in the morning telling her that Meredith did indeed get the job at Rosewood High. And so now he has to be, he said he'll be the one to tell Ella about it. Aria is not happy in the morning.
Well, I mean,
she has to make the salad too.
Well, can you start the salad?
And start the salad.
Okay, I have a question for you. What does this mean? Does this mean do all of the things? You're the salad queen in my eyes. You make a salad for every gathering.
I do.
Liz makes amazing salads.
Thank you so much. It's exhausting, but thank you so much.
You do an amazing job. She cuts the herbs. I mean, she really puts her time and effort into it. I mean, to start a salad.
Start the salad to me.
What does that mean?
The most laborious chore is the lettuce.
I can't.
It's so annoying. The lettuce is so annoying. In my opinion, the best move is to chop it up first without washing it. Put it in the salad spinner. You fill the water up in the salad spinner. You let it soak in the water for a little bit. You take the colander out, then spin it. a lot. And then you pour it into your vehicle, whatever your vessel's going to be.
I cannot.
It could be a big bowl, a small bowl, whatever. You can even, meal prep it. You put some paper towels in a plastic baggie or like what I would love to do is get my refrigerator with all the crisper draw things, individual lettuce things. So, the dream.
So in your professional
that's the first
opinion,
step.
That would be starting the salad.
In my opinion, that's starting the salad.
And then
because it's the most laborious task.
So just humor me here.
Yes.
Start the salad. Aria needs to do all of this, and then Byron's gonna come home and chop the vegetables. Or is finishing dressing?
Well, I mean that would be how unfair is that? I'll just pour the dressing on top.
Is that considered finishing the salad?
I don't know what finishing the salad means.
Start the salad. It's just rinsing the lettuce.
Right, like you have to wash your produce.
Do you think though? I know we should move on, but this is what
no, we love salad here.
Right?
We're gonna talk about it.
What if it's just bagged salad and just pouring into a bowl? That could be starting the salad, and
which is highly frowned upon in my household. It's highly frowned upon. It wouldn't be frowned. It's frowned upon only by me. I am the bougie bitch. My husband says you're the pickiest eater, and I was like, no, I'm not. I just like things to taste how I want them to taste. I want them to taste good. He's like, it takes you like an hour to make a salad. I'm like, that's because I need the crunchy, the sweet, the sour, the soft, the cheesy, the fat. You need all the things in the salad to make it a perfect salad. Homemade dressing, gotta have it.
Like I love eating.
When I have children, this is never gonna happen for me ever again. So
I don't know.
At least I take the pleasure in the small things now.
I love it. So like Liz's equation for making the perfect salad.
Yeah.
We need
No, you have to have crunchy. You have to have, if it's crunchy, it could be, I don't usually use croutons. Lately, because I bought wasabi peas for Picklesgiving, I've been putting wasabi peas in salad. It is 10 out of 10. But you have to have crunchy. You also have to have something a little sweet. I like an apple, a pear, but the dressing is not sweet. Never sweet dressing.
I do not like sweet dressing.
And then, a perfect salad would have a protein. I don't like protein, but it could have a protein and a cheese.
Wow. You're welcome.
And a fat. So like the oil of the dressing and avocado.
Amazing. I think you just inspired all of us to make a list salad. If you make a list salad, can you please email us?
Please show us pictures of your list salad.
I would love it.
Well, so she has to start the salad. We don't know really exactly what that means, but he'll finish it. And then Arya goes to Ezra's. And of course she makes this like quintessential television joke of like something sexual, walking in the door, not knowing that other people are in the doorway. And it's Ezra's mom's there. Ezra's mom, who is very, pristine and elegant. And she's like, all right, sailor, drop and give me 20. He's like, oh, my mom here. And so Diane meets Arya for the first time.
Wow.
No one knew she was coming. And she invites them to the art gallery, the Osgood art gallery. And there will be some paintings and it's a showing. And she like works with a foundation there, I guess. And she's like, oh, I've heard a lot about you. And then she leaves and Arya's like, oh my God, I'm sorry. Your name is not Fitz. It's Fitzgerald. And you got that old money. You got that old dirty money. Generational wealth. Like, yeah, she had no clue. That changes a person.
It does.
Finding out, like Vic wants to know, like, what would we do with this information of learning that your partner now is like mega rich and doesn't have a relationship with their family because I guess that he doesn't believe in the practices of them.
Sure, and the hold that money can
absolutely
have over a person.
Right. He doesn't want to have to be tied to anyone. And next week we learn like he denied his inheritance. Like he doesn't want to be a part of this.
Yeah, so it makes sense why he didn't tell her.
Right.
You don't want to be judged for it. You don't want to be looked different. You don't want to be treated differently. It would be interesting if like it's hard for me to think, right, because I've been with Ant for like 15 16 years
right, like
point.
to not know something about him.
If now he was like, oh, BT dubs, I'd be like,
what the
are you serious? We've been like struggling or whatever, right. You know, but also I do understand like what money can do and not wanting to be attached to,
right,
like, I feel like you owe or debt or you're owned, so
and
to speak.
you see the true colors of his mother in this episode.
I like her though. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, like her points are valid. She didn't have to deliver it to Arya. She could have done this to her son. Maybe she's tried and he doesn't listen.
Do you think?
I think she was trying to reel him in and he's like, I want nothing to do with you.
Yeah. This seems to be such a reoccurring theme in TV shows we watch of like the parent will approach their
partner and like give them like the dig.
Has that ever happened to you or anybody you know has, like my mom, I'm trying to think, I don't think has ever like approached someone I was dating and
like
said,
on the side to
to
bring up anything,
a sidebar. And I don't know if any of my friends experienced that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I guess fortunately, no, there hasn't been something in my life where my family needed to like take my partner on the side and be like, this is...
Or they didn't approve.
Right.
Because this is more like Diane's not approving of Arya because she feels like she ruined her son's life or is on the track to ruin her son's life, which is just really boils me.
In her eyes, it's all on Arya.
Which is...
Because she won't let her son, you know.
That's just such an easy way to blame someone.
Absolutely. Right, we're going to take this child who has no business in this world that we live in.
Yep.
And as she says, well, you're the muse. You're in this whole story for a reason. She's like, well, no, I'm actually just dating him because I love him. Like, we're not doing this for any specific reason. Because in Diane's mind, she's like, how could he possibly be with an underage woman, girl, and then lose out on so many opportunities because of this. Like there has to be some other reason. But it's like, no, they love each other.
Right. And logically, like what hold could Arya have over her son?
Right.
She doesn't have anything.
And her points were, well, you got him fired from Rosewood. You got him fired from Hollis. Like, what are you going to continue to do? Like, if you don't leave his life, he's going to end up like, this is her thought process. Like, oh, Arya's the problem. We need to fix the problem. I'll pay you to get the hell out of here.
Well, right. But also, Ezra, you got yourself fired.
But it's Ezra. Yeah.
Yeah. You made the choices. You're the adult. But yeah. Okay. So is a cash offering coming?
Well, I mean, I guess technically she is offering it to her, but Arya, we'll see in next week's episode, Arya says to Ezra, like, your mom tried to pay me off.
Yeah. Okay. So
she tried to give me money.
Addressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we pretty much summed out all of that up that's when they go to the gallery. This is when Diane approaches her. And then she goes home devastated that this is what Diane thinks of her. And she says to her dad, am I like someone who could ruin someone else's life? Like, did I do this to Ezra? And he's like, no, you're too good. No one could ever be ruined by you. And that was just, I really enjoyed this scene.
I did too.
And I really enjoyed the acting. Lucy definitely got me a little bit,
It was just enough.
It was just enough. And I think Byron definitely, as much as I don't like him, he definitely needed it because his kids have been so strained from him. Because obviously he did some bad things. Which I feel like she could probably sympathize with now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Not the cheating, but, loving someone who is probably not the right person for you.
Good point.
Emily. So she decides she's going to take Nate to the lake house spot that her and Maya used to go to. I don't know. Why? First of all, we as the audience never saw them go there. But remember in the books, they did go to like that meeting spot. Yes. In the woods, right?
Yeah.
So it's like.
Yeah, this was like a little confusing of like this meaningful spot, but we've never seen it before. But we'll take your word for it.
We'll take it.
We don't always have to see everything.
Right. So, that's true. And so she takes Nate there and he's like, oh, it's so nice to be out here. And we find out she hasn't been there since Maya's death because it's too hard for her. And then they discuss Maya. Every time they have their conversations, I'm like, what are we doing next? This is so unimportant to me.
Advance the plot, or you're not going to tell me, or you don't remember?
I mean, I remember what happens with him.
Okay. So something happens.
He advances the plot, but I don't know if you'll be happy with how he advances the plot.
But if he is important for a reason.
He's important to Emily's storyline.
Okay.
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't remember when we finally get that I'll tell you, he's not forever on the show.
No,
Thank goodness.
I figured that. I figured he's probably with us for this season only.
Yeah, and so once he's gone, it's nice. I'm sure they'll bring in something else kind of stupid. But yeah, there is a point to his storyline. It's just we haven't really got there yet, which is kind of annoying. It's like we're wasting so much time. I don't know.
Yeah.
So they discuss Maya and murder. And he's like, I can never understand how someone can murder. But then I look at Garrett. I'm like, I could definitely murder him with my hands in cold blood, basically. And Emily's like, whoa, not in the sacred spot. This is me and Maya's spot. And also, like, please don't talk that way. Mm-hmm. He's like, I didn't mean to scare you. He doesn't even say sorry. He's like, I didn't mean to scare you. It's like, well, how about we don't speak this way?
Why did they bring him here?
Right.
It's just another way for the cousin to connect.
I guess. Right.
Okay.
Well, he says, like, oh, what you guys used to do here, like light up paper balloons, or like we used to do that as kids too. Like Maya loved to do outdoorsy things. She loved fire, water, and air, or something like that.
She loves the elements.
The elements, all the elements.
The earth elements.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So Emily decides she has to talk to Paige. She's like, I need to let you know what happened. Paige at first is like, doesn't want to talk about it, but then Emily forces her. It's unclear if Paige was running in the woods and Emily ran after her, or if they were running together.
Chasing her.
She's like, Paige, hold on.
Paige, wait. Please. Paige, wait. I'm also running at the same time. Weird. What? Like,
I took it as they met up to talk about it later, and they decided to go on a run about it. And Paige was like, didn't want to talk about it yet. So she started to run off ahead of Emily, and Emily had to chase after her. That's how my interpretation was. I don't know if that's correct. I'm
going to believe that she saw Paige running, and she also went for a run. And she's like, this is the perfect time to trap Paige.
I'll trap her.
I'm going to force her to listen to me.
And also, like, Paige, they're not running that fast, and Emily is like way too out of breath for that.
You're a swimmer, girlfriend.
Right? What's happening to your lung capacity?
Yeah.
So it goes out in the open. Emily's like, my flask was drugged, and she's like, yeah, I figured that out. Who did that to you? She says, I don't know. I was drugged. Don't know where I was. I lost time. And Paige says, you were with me that night, at least for a little bit. Mm-hmm.
This actually surprised me.
Yeah.
I did not see this coming.
Yeah.
What a night that Emily had.
She was everywhere and anywhere.
So she starts, can we just do a little recap? She starts with the girls.
Drinks out of the flask. In the middle, it's not even really the middle of the night, because by 11 o'clock, she was already out. Because Paige had seen her around 11, and then Paige had called her around 11-ish to see where she had went.
She was also in Jenna's car.
And then she was in Jenna's car. We're to assume, I guess, after the fact.
And then ended up at that diner and saw,
I guess,
Lucas's, not Lucas.
Yeah, Holden's stamp.
Thank you. Holden's stamp. Wow. And then the grave.
Right. There's way too much stuff going on.
If only I had that green screen. Now I'm like,
right. I don't even think we'd be able to figure it out, because we're not even sure of the events.
Yeah, but
timeline.
This is all we've learned so far.
Right.
And we're trying.
I think so.
Together.
I forgot about that. The diner situation, because that like really puts a damper on the rest of the thing. Because like it's so far fetched that she would then end up at the diner. Jenna took her to the diner. No, because Jenna said she just jumped out of the car.
Right.
So it's like, we don't know. We don't know.
But that symbol.
But the symbol.
We're going to go back to that, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will.
All right.
Right. So Paige says, you were with me. You came here. You seemed to be drunk. And then you were leaning on me, but then you kissed me. And I felt really weird about it, because obviously I thought you were drunk, and I felt like I took advantage of you. Like, I can understand why she felt weird about this.
Yeah.
Even though it was just an innocent kiss, and Emily was the one to kiss her. It's not like they were like making out, petting, it was
right.
an innocent kiss. And then Emily was on the porch, and when Paige went in to get water, Emily was gone. Like, that was it. It was a very brief moment, but Paige felt weird about it. And then Emily doesn't really like forgive it. She's like, no, that's weird. I guess because she literally has no memory of it. Like, she has not even, it's not connected to her. Like, her body was doing it and she didn't know. And so that's probably weird. But also, it's like Paige was telling you the truth, and you were going to tell her the truth. Like,
and she's also mad that she didn't tell her right away.
Right. And she's like, I saw you at school, and I could tell you didn't remember, or you didn't want to remember.
Well, which is like a perfect point.
Right. It's like, okay, so why would I hash that out with you again?
Right.
But then Emily has to talk with Nate. Nate's like, regardless if you were drunk or if you were dreaming, whatever kind of analogy he was trying, he's like, sometimes you scare yourself by wanting to do things in dreams. I'm like, I've never once scared myself by doing something in my dream. Sometimes dreams are scary because of the outside factors, but like you, like physically, I don't know, like killing someone or like.
Yeah, I've never done something in a dream that scared me so much.
That I was like, who am I?
Or that I was going to actually go forward with that in my waking conscious life.
Right. But whatever his analogy was.
Okay.
He basically convinces her, you obviously went there for a reason, basically. You're even though you weren't conscious, your brain was still like, I went to Paige. So she goes to Paige and she's like, my body still led me to you, even though I know it would have been sweet, but it's Paige. I don't know.
Are we gonna rewrite the scene?
Right.
Or sub out the character?
No, I thought I really enjoyed their kiss. I thought it was a nice kiss.
I agree.
Like the hand gesture.
I was like, oh, genuine.
Yes, it felt very. It was a nice kiss, but like, Paige was like, her shit eating grin. Well, Paige, she couldn't wait to kiss Emily.
She said it when Emily showed up at her house drunk. She said something along the lines.
It was a dream.
It was a dream.
And then the dream ended.
Which I get. Hey, if like your crush shows up
Absolutely.
On your doorstep.
Absolutely. No,
could feel like a dream.
100%. Like if we were in high school, that would be the ultimate, right?
Ultimate.
Like,
yeah. But because it's Paige, it's
Paige, it's like Paige is just always so intense.
Yeah.
And I wished that our first introductions of her were maybe a little bit less intense. But I'm hoping as the show progresses and she's more in Emily's life, I'll be like, okay, you're okay, Paige.
Yeah.
Like ever since then, like in next week's episode, I'm like, oh, I'm fine. I was fine with it. But it just like it's initial Page.
Sure.
It's not a good look for her.
Page.
The initial Page. But yeah, so they seem to be on. And then they have a night swim. Synchronized with the music, which I thought was so funny. And then on Wiki, it was like they skinny dip together. I'm like, Paige is 400% in a swimsuit. So maybe Emily was skinny dipping.
No, I thought they were both wearing clothes.
Yeah.
Like they jumped in. Because
with bras and underwear.
Ourselves.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Which I think is like the funniest and corniest thing ever is like the two swimmers, like that's like the thing they have in common. They're like, let's swim together after we've kissed. Like
breaststroke.
Yeah. The breaststroke.
Let's do it. Like if they were
in
like
synchrony.
I know. If they were splashing each other, would that have been better?
I don't know. I feel like it would have been hotter if they started making out in the pool.
Absolutely.
Like the synchronized swimming just ruined it. It ruined the whole thing.
It's like cheese.
But it was very cheesy. But I guess they were like, let's pump the brakes maybe for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the end of Emily and Paige's night, and then we have a little bit of Hannah in this episode where she gets a text from Ren, and Michelle's like, oh my God, Ren's texting. I'm like, yeah, I know. We're not done with this guy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. And he says to her that they're going to send Mona actually up to Saratoga because they feel she needs more maximum security. And she also has not been taking her pills, and they feel she's been giving it to outsiders. And the girls immediately think it's Lucas because of the melazepam in his carton of
his film canister.
The film, yes.
Yeah. I don't know if I was talking or I wasn't listening. I know they mentioned her parents, but are the parents not involved?
They're in denial. He said the parents are in denial so much that they'll listen to whatever the doctors say is best for her.
Okay, so Hannah seems to be the only advocate.
Right. But Ren sees this situation happening, decides, I need to tell Hannah because this is important to her. Is it important to you to tell Hannah because it's important to Hannah, or is it important to you to tell her because you want something from her?
I'd love to know.
It honestly is not very clear. I don't know what his motive is here.
Yeah.
I just also don't like him as a person.
I don't either.
But we're not charmed by him, but I can see why he would be a very charming person in this situation.
Absolutely.
Older, British, doctor.
Helping you,
like, and seeking you out to say, I want to help you.
And kind of going out of his way. Out of his scope of what he should be doing.
Absolutely. And he says, I'm going to try and vouch for her, but they weren't listening to him. I'm like, yeah, that's because you're not a freaking psychiatrist. You're not a psychologist. You're not a psychiatrist. You are a resident at a hospital. Mm-hmm. You are like an MD or going to be an MD doctor. Mm-hmm. You're not about the brain. Mm-hmm. And while you might have studied some, you're not her actual doctor for that.
Right.
So he says to Hannah, I tried. They didn't listen to me, but you should try. And so she has a written speech, but then decides she's going to drop that. And she says basically something that's incredibly non-convincing to me as a person on the board, that you're trying to convince me that this person should stay here.
Just because she would do the same for you.
Right. Because your friend, basically her argument was her friends are here, or her only friend is here, and she would not have any friends there.
Right. And
that would be, unfortunately, something she'd have to deal with.
Right.
The consequences of her actions.
Which I can't, like, does this give this person a leg to stand on of, if roles were reversed, she'd stick up for me.
Right. It's like, well, you're not mentally ill.
Would she?
And would she?
How do we feel about this? And I'm asking you, and I wrote this down, and I would love to know from our listeners, like, how do we feel about Hannah going up to bat for Mona?
Right. It's almost like...
I don't know how to feel about this.
I think it's a double-edged sword because the girls later on say, well, we need Mona here because we need answers. And Hannah's like, basically, I think she's 50-50. Like, I need answers from her, but I also, like, would be sad that my friend's on here. Yeah. Or feel guilty that my friend is being sent somewhere else. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But as we hear, if she's not taking her meds and she's giving her meds to other people, like obviously she's not a compliant patient and they don't want her there. Like could be dangerous to them. So
and how are we?
They're doing the right
her?
thing.
And what if they
you can't trust her.
Do they have the means to watch her 24/7 if she's not taking her pills and giving it away?
And Hannah is very gung ho on Mona is trying to help us, and the other girls were not so sure. They're like, well, why would she give us this website? They find out it's real, and they're like, well, and then Hannah's like, well, see, she's trying to help us, and Spencer's like, we still don't know that.
Do you think Hannah's in a little bit of a denial?
I think so. Yeah. It might be like a Stockholm syndrome kind of thing. Like,
yeah,
you know, she was my best friend. She did awful things to me, but I still
love her
as my best friend. Yeah, that's a really
almost
tricky
stuck in nostalgia too.
Yep, right. Like, right. We had a history together, but as Ren has told her time and time again, like there was Monas that you did not know. Like you knew one version of Mona.
Right.
She has a completely altered personality to other people.
It's just so hard to believe that this board would just go off of what Hannah says and be like,
I know.
We're going to change all our plans. This teenage girl.
That's why it's so ridiculous. But they win, her and Ren.
Yeah.
And she's so happy that she like instantly kisses, but then also regrets it at the same, not regrets, but like she kisses him, but it's like within a millisecond stops kissing him.
This is another thing I would love to know. Does this happen in real life?
Right. Do you just go up and kiss people like in a traumatic situation? Like you see this in shows and movies all the time. Like they work together on this thing and it's traumatic and there could be death or whatever happening and two people get together and they kiss, but then it's like you never talk about it again or
even on a celebratory event with someone that you don't have or maybe
you don't have a connection with and you're all of a sudden you just like kiss them. You're like, where did this come from?
Does this happen in real life?
I don't know. I'd love to know. I'd love to know if we had.
I'm giving like the listeners a lot of like call to action.
Yeah.
It's the new year, guys. Send us an email. We want to know. Did this ever happen to you? I would love to hear that story.
Right. I'm trying to think of it like if anyone in my life has said, yeah, we got so excited we kissed. Or we were so happy we kissed. But we didn't know it was going to be like come.
Yeah. In high school, I had, my ex and his friend accidentally kissed when they hugged in the hallway.
Right. I don't buy that shit.
No. See, that is different. We hugged and our lips accidentally touched. No.
No, but like like you see this all the time in shows and movies. Like even if people are in relationships and they like something they want to celebrate or like something sad happens and they like comfort each other and they kiss. But it's like there was never any prior inkling or connection. Well, I guess here there is sort of a teetering on romance with Hannah and Ren.
There is something there.
More so on his side, I think. But she kissed him. Yeah, and he's like, I thought you would be pleased. And she's like, I am pleased. Like, not in that kissing, but like, I'm pleased that Mona gets to stay. Yeah, I don't remember what, like, we don't touch upon this next week. So we don't see Ren next week. So I don't remember what we do with that.
Oh, because I thought something was going to happen a couple weeks ago.
I know, you did. You definitely did. And I didn't even remember that they kissed. Like, that's how insignificant it is, I think, to the storyline.
Wow, this is so
right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of right. It's kind of like we're so excited we kissed. I honestly, next week it's not touched upon, so I don't remember what happens further. But it's like more so like next week Hannah doesn't care about Ren. She doesn't say that in those words, but she won't care about Ren.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Vic says, are Caleb and Hannah going to get back together? Vic also adds, she's a newbie, by the way, that she feels like Ren is working with Allison because she doesn't believe that Allison is dead.
Whoa.
I was like, oh, I'm going to ask Michelle if she feels this way.
I like that theory. I love a good theory.
Because it's like, what are we using him for? Like, why is he still here?
Well, my ask to Liz before we got on was, did the showrunner love this actor so much that like, let's just keep using him? Right. There's really no need for him.
Right.
It's kind of a far stretch. Like we keep saying that he's working where Mona lives now.
Right. Like it almost is, it like almost feels like that there needs to be a purpose. Like it makes it seem like for us, he is involved to the bigger picture somehow.
Right. So.
Well, firstly, do you believe Caleb and Hannah are going to get back together?
Not anytime soon.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a little.
I know. Same. I wouldn't mind it. But what about Toby?
I know. Well, Toby, I don't want Toby hurt. But okay, Hannah and Caleb, not anytime soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not anytime soon. And then I don't know about the Ren and Allison thing. That's a really good theory. I'd like to hear more about that. I haven't really thought about it, but I'll keep that in the back of my mind.
Yeah. I know Vic is like very set on Allison being alive.
I'm into that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm very into that. So
it's good stuff.
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah. Cool.
Yeah. And then we have our closing scene where A is getting money from their bank account. And that's about it. They take a mint.
I feel like they gave us nothing.
Michelle's like, that's it.
The only thing
I know.
I can think of is, we saw more about Ezra and his life and money.
Yes, we did.
And that's all I got.
That's true.
Are we going to touch upon the money found in the drawer?
In a way, yeah.
Okay.
Next week. We learn a lot next week about more about Ezra's past and
okay, love that.
Yeah, more Caleb. So
listen,
I like next week's
the Arya
episode.
Ezra stuff. While I'm not a fan of them as a couple, it's not as icky. Well, it's not giving me the ick as much. I think because we're learning more about Ezra and we're just giving. He's not just in the classroom.
Yeah, and like while I've said my stance on this time and time again, you guys, we know we're a broken record, and she is underaged. However, if I have to go with the fantasy, he is not that much older than her. I get it. She's still in high school. The next week's episode, they talk about how that class, Melissa, Garrett, whatever, are 22 years old. And I go, oh, that changes things for me. That changes things for me that Jason is 22, that Melissa is 22, Ian, Garrett, they're 22 years old.
Wow. So we're getting confirmation.
Yeah. They had given us I know. They gave us a number, a hard number. And I go, what? And then I remembered, oh yeah, we're supposed to believe also that Ezra is 23. And to us, that is infancy because we're so much older than that. Yeah. But to high schoolers, like while they're in completely different walks of life, it's not that many years more.
No, it's not. It's not. Yeah.
And not that I care for them as a couple, but the ick has lessened.
Yeah.
Because now they're out in the open and everyone knows about it.
In the books, he was older. No. 25. I thought.
Yeah, the books he might have been 25.
I really thought we were throwing around the number 25 for a while.
Yeah. Okay. I could be wrong about the 23, but I'm pretty sure on Wiki he was he might be 24 now.
Okay.
Or 25, who knows, but
all right.
Yeah, so that is my summary.
It was a beautiful summary.
Thank you. I felt like it was easy to kind of summarize each character this week because like no one was really involved with anyone else's stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
Who is your MVP and your shittiest? Do you have one?
Let me pull up. I really struggled with this, and like I'm trying to like sometimes halfway through episodes I will write down my MVP that's like super super clear.
Yeah, and then by the end it could change.
Okay, I have my MVP.
All right, MVP on 3.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, Caleb. Yes. It was just like my gut. I was like, yeah, Caleb.
Yeah, he was down to help Spencer. He still cares
regardless of his feelings.
That's right, because he still cares about Hannah. And also, bigger picture here.
Yeah.
If we're going to do something against Mona Monster.
Yeah.
And I think it was nice to see him doing what he loves and he's good at. And also like a little jokey.
He was in his element. He really was. Yeah.
He was joking around with Spencer. I liked it.
I really liked it. And again, while their chemistry like there was no indication that anything was romantic.
No.
It just felt good. And I really would like to see them again on screen together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of like Pear.
Just exactly.
Before
oh my
Pear
God,
got
exactly like Pear.
together.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
We won't spoil many things, but yes, it's exactly like Pear.
Those
oh my God, you're right.
Really well together. I stand by that. Sometimes I was.
Me too.
Where was I? Was reading.
I stand by it.
I was on a Reddit not talking about that show, but couples in general and teen dramas. And they were like when those two got together and had screen time, they felt like it was just a disaster.
I know. I read that a lot. People don't like it, as we knew when we were watching the show.
Well, because it takes away from the ultimate ship.
Yeah, but we don't care about that. We never
such
care.
a code right now.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Yeah. And if you want to know, you can.
If you want to know, you can you can DM us, email us, and we'll tell you what show we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree. While there's no like disdain or hate for each other, which also like leads to fun like friendship, sexual energy.
Yes.
It's still nice to see people who we don't get to see together act together.
I think it's that too.
Yeah. And they're like really good. Like Troyan is one of the best actors on the show. And so like I said before, she flows with whoever's in her scene.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Shittiest. I feel like this is a cop out, but I picked Diane.
Okay.
Because I feel like it was unnecessary for her to embarrass Ariel like that. But and obviously what she was saying.
Yeah, it makes so much sense for her to do that though. And I enjoyed her, I think it was just like a new, fresh face.
A different, right. And then you're learning more about Ezra.
Yeah. I struggled with my shitty.
Yeah, because really as of right now, Ezra is so wet noodle. Like he is so uninteresting in my opinion, like as a character that we needed to spice it up.
Absolutely.
And we will spice it up. So it's good.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's fun. Okay. It's fun because like you see a different side of Ezra. You're like, oh, okay, I'm starting to understand who you are now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't have a shitty as much as I'm like going through everybody. I know. And I'm like, I kind of understand why you all did what you did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How cringy would you say this episode was? Out of 10, I'd say a little bit of the Paige and Emily stuff made me laugh. We laughed at Emily's fedora.
Oh, the fedora.
We laughed at... What else did we laugh at?
5?
Yeah,
Are you going higher?
I was going to go like a 4.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
we could do a 5.
It's like 5 for giggles?
Yeah. We definitely laughed a lot.
We laughed
out loud.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to give you the title for next week's episode, which is the 9th episode. We're almost into the double digits. We're in 2025, making it. We're ending this podcast. No, we're ending this season in the year. So there's that.
There's that, yes.
Yeah, so the title is, and you have seen the title before, but it's called The Con Game. So we're finally up to the con game.
And, you know, if I didn't see that, I would have never put Noel Con in there.
Oh,
because if you would have read that to me,
right.
I saw the title of the episode and I would have just thought, oh, the con.
C-O-N. Sure, yeah, but no, it's K-A-H-N.
No con.
Yeah, and there is a party at the cons that reveals some truths. I don't want to be too revealing, but we'll find out a little bit more about the Emily Knight missing piece. We find out more about past of some other characters. It's a fun one. We have a lot of characters back for the party. So.
And they're all together in one room.
Ooh,
I love that.
Yeah, specifically it's the game room and it's truth or dare and you have to play. It's fun.
Wow,
is
this your whole secret? This was the whole
secret?
Yeah,
I'm just giving you whatever. That's the whole secret.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I got nothing good to tell y'all, but I am excited to see everybody.
We'll see Noel Con again.
Well, I would assume so.
We'll see Noel Con again. And other people at the party. So stay tuned for that. Fun stuff.
Wow. Okay, cool. I'm excited.
I know, because we haven't seen Noel in a little bit.
Yeah, not like at all.
Yeah, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a message from A that came in so promptly this week before we even sat down to record. So
I mean, do you remember?
Normally A sends me messages while we're watching. This was before, so they did their Their homework. They must have known they weren't going to be here tonight.
It also means like, yeah, A wasn't present for the watch.
No,
So
they weren't.
A attends the watches.
So A is not Daphne. Or Vic.
And as you recall, A's song they gave us for Christmas.
Yes, they have a follow-up to that.
Oh, goody. Okay, great. This is Liquids.
So the message from A, the title was Old Lang Syne. Oh, like that song for New Year's. Which I don't really know any of the words from that song. But they're right. They said points if I sing it, which y'all know I'm not going to. But they say, for all of the segments she forgot and laughed at A while live. I meant to suggest alcohol, but you didn't get that right. P.S. Although now I think of it, I could have said Liz's Liquors. Oh, well, sue me. I was drinking when I did that. Happy New Year.
I'm so confused. I don't understand what that means.
Where is my alcohol in this situation?
What?
So instead of Liz's Liquids, they were like, maybe edit Liz's Liquors.
I don't think that's better.
No. I mean, the fact that we had Liz's Liquids is probably the highlight of my 2024 year. So I don't think we should change it. But
no, it's Liz's
Liquids. But
and honestly,
I just wanted to know what you meant by that. That's all I wanted to know. And you meant alcohol.
They meant alcohol because you laugh during. No, there's no reason for it. The laughing's just because you laughed. Is it just because we?
I mean, this is for all the segments she forgot.
What did you forget?
I don't know.
You don't forget anything.
I would hope not. If I do, please let me know.
If you come for less, I'm like, I'm coming for you.
If I do
forget anything,
I would assume Michelle would be like, "Hey, we didn't do that this week or whatever." If I forgot it, and laughed at A while live. I mean, yeah, I've done that. And then they said I meant to suggest alcohol, but you didn't get that right. Although now that I think of it, I could have said Liz's Liquors.
How would we get that right? I'm so different.
Liz's Liquids. I mean, it's so good.
Oh, what I was
it can be used in so many ways.
It can, and it makes more sense because Liz doesn't really. You don't really drink.
No, I don't.
So like her water,
not
or
anymore.
seltzer,
yeah,
or tea,
no, I
or
definitely
coffee, liquids.
I definitely have many drinks a day, but they are not usually alcohol. Except, which is so weird. Last night I did have wine.
Last night?
Yeah, I know it's so random. So last night, Randy and I made like an Italian style, like we made fresh pasta. We didn't make fresh pasta. We bought fresh pasta with pesto and chicken pizza, which if Randy's favorite meal right now is chicken pizza. It is so easy if you guys want to make it. It's literally you take a package of ground chicken, you add like whatever Italian spices you want in there, and then you pat it as fine as you possibly can on a baking sheet and you bake it and it becomes a crust.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you add whatever sauce, cheese, toppings, whatever. But Randy eats that like every single week. He's obsessed. You know, he goes to the gym. He likes to eat like an entire package of ground chicken. And anyway, so we made that. And then he's like, I feel like a glass of wine. And mind you, Randy and I really don't drink ever because we just decided not to. He decided and I said, okay, I'll do it. And then he's like, I'm going to have wine. I'm like, if you have wine, I'm having wine. He's like, what? Like, so confused. And I had a lot of wine last night and I passed out. I was so tired from the wine.
Yeah.
But it was very delicious. But but normally I don't drink alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do. I have the coffee. I have the water. I have the poppy, the seltzer. But yeah.
Tea. Yeah. So we're going to stick with Liz's liquids.
We're going to stick with the liquids because I do have many liquids throughout the day. And liquids come out. Because when it goes in, it has to come out.
There it is. There it is.
But that is all we wrote for tonight.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you to all who watched.
Yes, thank you. Betties, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, Michelle. Thank you for giving us this nice office, Michelle.
Work in progress.
Well, I'm going to say your office, our studio.
Yes, work in progress. I look forward, and if you watch, like, I hope maybe you enjoy like the evolution to come.
Yeah,
there's lots of ideas.
Yeah.
And also, you know, we got to say it, subscribe, like.
Do the things.
Seth and I have been getting the trolliest comments on YouTube. And like
real trolls, like saying mean things.
We got one on an old short.
I don't. So if you're new comment on old things, it's so funny.
I'm a part of Movie Friends podcast with my co-host Seth, and we haven't really posted on YouTube in a really long time. Last year we used to post shorts, and it was one from an episode. And someone recently commented like, "Y'all recorded this, then decided it was a good idea to post this, and then you guys should get a job." And so we commented like, "Oh, we tried, we suck, we can't get jobs." And then we got another one today on just the audio episode, not even a video. It was like, why? Wait, it was like, why did you do this?
Wait, what the fuck is wrong with people? Mind your damn P's and Q's, okay?
It's so funny to me. I'm like, Seth, YouTube is the troll place for us.
Apparently.
But on old stuff and on like random stuff. We've also gotten other...
Our trolls are just in our Apple Podcast reviews.
Wow. Yeah, but that's how
that's where our trolls are. I know.
That's how we know we made it. So, and listen, hey, trolls, thank you for the downloads and the watches.
Exactly.
If you took the time to watch and think of a thought and comment, I mean, thank you for the engagement.
You did the justice. You did it justice.
That's right. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
The fact that they said you recorded this and then decided to post this.
You thought this was a long
You thought this was
a good idea.
Cool.
You should post this. You guys should get a job.
You guys should get a job.
And we were like, I know, we tried, but we suck. That's what we commented back. I'm like, I'll try it. I think it's funny. It's funny. But yes, we do have listeners and viewers on YouTube. So if you are enjoying, subscribe.
Yes, we do.
And we like
see
to
you.
see our comments. It means a lot.
It really does.
Yes.
Yeah, and we'll be back next week.
Yes, we will. Excited for that episode.
I'm excited for that episode as well. Some good stuff happens.
Let's go eat. Let's go eat. Let's go chew some banana gum.
Yes.
I'm so excited for it.
Maybe we should make a short or something.
Yeah.
Let's be like on social media these days.
Well,
we've been out for a little bit.
On my on our shared note, I put like our intentions for 2025, and I want to do like pickle videos.
We should do more organic
just
videos.
Food.
Yeah.
Like,
and
let's
food.
Lean into what we like.
Yeah. So if you guys have your favorite pickle or a favorite sour item that you want to suggest that we should get to try,
please do that.
Please do that, because we'd also like to make this video, this platform eating. List's liquids and eating, because we love to eat here. Maybe down the line we will have
what a way to sell it. We would like to make this platform eating.
We want to eat them sour candies and the pickles. So again, if you have a suggestion, let us know.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next week. We won't bother you anymore with this.
That's it. We're out.
We love you. Bye.
Bye.